Hi class! So, before we start reading the first section of chapter 4, which is functions, and the first section is graphing relationships, what we're going to do to combat any challenges we have with reading is we're going to try this strategy called a KWL chart. So a KWL chart is going to be a chart or graphic organizer with 3 different columns. And the first column is what you know, the second column will be what you want to know, and the third column will be what you learned. So before we start the reading, I'm going to ask everyone to fill out the first and second column, so what you know and what you want to know. So what you know is going to be basically things that you've already discovered throughout the text, things that are already you have a concrete understanding of that you think could possibly apply to this new chapter. I hope it will. And then the second column will be what you want to know. So what you're curious about, what you're interested in knowing more about, and hopefully those questions will be answered by the end of the reading. So, and then after the reading, we will go back to the third column, which we will identify what we learned and if all of our questions have been answered. The second technique that I'd like to implement is the bookmark technique. And so before the reading begins, before we start the reading, I'm going to pass out or distribute 4 different bookmarks. And these bookmarks are to be used throughout the reading. And the first one, there's going to be 4. The first one is going to be where you write the most important part of the text. So what do you think was the most important? What was the most interesting thing? And I need you to explain yourself. Explain yourself in your own words, also followed by the page number of where you found the most interesting part. The second bookmark will be a vocabulary word that you think the whole class should discuss. So something that's really important, something that applies throughout the entire text, that you think that the entire class needs to talk about. Along with that, bookmark 3 is something that confused you. So you read something in the text, it doesn't make sense, you go over it again, you reread the page, still isn't really connecting with you. Write that down on bookmark 3. So something that really confused you, and we will talk about that in class because it probably confused some other kids. Bookmark 4 will be an illustration, a chart, a picture, a graph that really helped you understand what the reading was about. Something that really created a visual picture of your understanding and helps you along with the reading. So any picture or visual illustration that you find in section 4.1, there are many graphs, there are many pictures, so I don't believe you will have any trouble finding something. For the very last technique that we are going to use, that will be after the reading is over. And everyone will partner up and we are going to try paired summarizing. Now, paired summarizing is going to be where everyone gets a partner and one partner will read a part of the text that they feel is important, an important paragraph, an important section. And the other person in the group will then summarize what their partner had just read. Then the roles will switch. One person will read an important part that they found in the text, and their partner will summarize. After that, then the group will come together and they will summarize their summaries. So they will compare and contrast summaries, and then they will get to share their ideas with the entire class. And this just creates a better, well-rounded understanding of the text and a universal collective sharing of ideas.